Welcome back to Ben's Tales of Antiquity. Today, we're diving into one of the most infamous failed invasions of modern history, the Bay of Pigs. From Cold War tensions to a disastrous execution, we'll explore the events leading up to the invasion, what went wrong, and how it shaped US-Cuban relations. Let's get started. The roots of the Bay of Pigs invasion trace back to 1959, when Fidel Castro and his revolutionary forces overthrew the US-backed Cuban dictator Fulgencio Batista. Castro's rise worried the United States, especially as he aligned with the Soviet Union and nationalized American-owned businesses in Cuba. Fearing the spread of communism so close to its shores, the US government, under President Eisenhower, authorized the CIA to begin training Cuban exiles for a covert invasion. The plan was simple: land a small force, incite a rebellion, and overthrow Castro. But when John F. Kennedy took office in 1961, he inherited the operation with major flaws still in place. Despite concerns from military advisors, Kennedy approved the plan. The invasion force, made up of about 1,400 Cuban exiles, trained and funded by the CIA, was set to land at the Bay of Pigs, a remote swampy area on Cuba's southern coast. The plan relied on secrecy and the assumption that local Cubans would rise up against Castro. Both assumptions would prove disastrously wrong. On April 15, 1961, US-backed exiles launched an airstrike against Cuban airfields to weaken Castro's air power. However, the attack failed to destroy enough planes, alerting the Cuban government to the threat. Then, on April 17th, the invasion began. But from the start, things went terribly wrong. The landing at the Bay of Pigs was a disaster. The invasion force faced immediate resistance from Castro's well-prepared army. The Cuban people did not rally to their side, and US air support was scaled back due to Kennedy's hesitation to escalate the conflict. Within 72 hours, the operation collapsed. Over 100 exiles were killed and nearly 1,200 were captured. Castro paraded the prisoners before the world, using the invasion as proof of US aggression. The failed operation was a humiliating defeat for Kennedy and the CIA. The Bay of Pigs invasion had lasting consequences. It pushed Cuba closer to the Soviet Union, leading to the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962. It also damaged Kennedy's reputation but strengthened Castro's rule, reinforcing his anti-American stance. Today, the Bay of Pigs serves as a lesson in military miscalculation, intelligence failures, and the complexities of Cold War politics. It was a moment that reshaped US-Cuba relations for decades, proving that even superpowers can stumble in the face of determined resistance. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below on what historical event you'd like to see next. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next battle of history.